Okay, so on this one, what we're doing is we're trying to figure out the sum of these numbers. It says the partial sum. So they want us to add up these numbers. Now, how do you add up a whole bunch of numbers? Well, we have some formulas for that. First thing you got to figure out is this arithmetic or is it geometric? Is it arithmetic or is it geometric? Well, and if you look at the notes, arithmetic, geometric notes here. Arithmetic is when you add, or arithmetic is when you add or subtract the same number from term to term. And geometric is when you multiply or divide the same number from term to term. So which one is this? Are we adding or multiplying? What are we doing? Well, if you look at it, what we're doing here, every time this is going down by 3, oh no, it's not. My mistake. I was going to subtract 3 again, but that's not -9, is it? So it's not arithmetic. My mistake. And what's it doing? It's timesing by 2. It's multiplying by 2 every time. So it's geometric. It's multiplying by 2 every time. Okay. So it's multiplying by 2 every time. It's geometric. Okay. So I need, and not only that, so we want the sum of a geometric. How do I get sum? See the plus signs? They're being added up, aren't they? It's the sum. It's not just listing them with commas, right? There aren't just comma, comma, comma. No. We are adding them up. So we are the sum. We're figuring out the sum of geometric. So I got to go get the sum of a geometric series formula. And here it is. Geometric series sum. A1, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So there it is. S of n is a1, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So there's the formula. Okay. So a1, that's the first term. This is a1 right here, first term. So I can put that in there. So I'll put that in first. Minus 3, and then parentheses. And what was it? Kind of sloppy parentheses. 1 minus, now what's r? R is 2. Like that. Over 1 minus 2. This is r right here. R equals 2. R is the ratio from term to term. It's the jump from term to term. It's multiplying by 2. If you're not sure, here's how we would find r more formally. If you look at the notes, it tells you what to do. In the notes, it says, right here, r is the ratio second term over first term. So you can just go back there and go, oh, if you're not sure, if you're like, is it really that too? It is. It's going to be second term over first term. So r will be second term, which is what? -6 over first term, -3. See, sure enough, +2, right? 2 negatives make positive, 6 over 3 is 2. So r indeed is 2. We saw it already up here. It's the jump from term to term, 2. So anyway, so I plugged in r is 2 there and there. Let's work this out now. So the S sub n formula is what? -3 times 1 minus, 2 to the n. Now what is n? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what n is. Yeah, hold on. Hold the fort. We gotta find n. We gotta get our hands on n. Well, how are we gonna get n? We're gonna have to do some more work with the other formula. Yeah, this isn't easy. So let's grab this, go off to the side here, and now we need to find n, which is the what? The number of terms. So we're talking geometric again, still geometric. So I'm going to go to the geometric, and I'm going to grab the other formula now. Nth term formula. Remember, n is the number of terms. It says it right up here. N is the number of terms. So got to use this formula. We use the other geometric formula now. Nth term is an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. So we go a sub n is a1 r to the n minus 1. Ooh, this might not be easy. This is not going to be easy. I'm convinced. Okay, we have to find, oh, remember, we're trying to find n. I'm sorry, find n here. So a sub n. Well, this is a sub. Remember, a sub n is the last term. Let me show you. It's the a sub n is always the nth term or last term. So a sub n, last term, which is negative 96. Equals A1, this is the first term. What was the first term? Negative 3. And it's A n down here, it's A1 right here. A1's the first term, A n's the last term, negative 3. Times R, what was R? It's right here, 2. To the n minus 1. Oh, this is not easy. We've got to solve for, remember, we're trying to find n. You got to solve that for n. How do you do it? Divide by negative 3 first off on both sides, and we get 2 to the n minus 1 is, I think that's 32, isn't it? Positive 32. Yeah. Okay, now what? How in the world are we going to find n there? Well, let me give you a suggestion. I would take my calculator and I would say, look, 32 is 2 to the 5th. You can find that easily enough in your calculator. Change the color here. Right, just take your calculator, take 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and you'll find out 2 to the 5th, 5 2s is 32. Just go 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, you know, until you get 32. It's 2 to the 5th. So therefore, can you tell me what does n have to be? N equals what to make this, to make n minus 1 become 5? N has got to be 6. You see it? Because 6 minus 1, 2 to the 6 minus 1 is 2 to the 5 is 32. See how this and this match now? N is 6. N is 6. There's 6 terms up there. So I got to bring that back. And I bring it back right there. Now hold on. I know you're probably feeling like that is terrible. You got to do all this work. Yeah. Another thing that might have helped. Let me go back up here. Remember, this is A1. This is AN. And we said you're multiplying by 2 every time, right? You could have just done a couple more to find out how many. That probably would have been easier. Times 2. This is A2. Times 2. This is A3. Do the next one. Be negative 24, that's A sub 4. Do the next one. It'd be negative 48, that's A5. Do the next one. Be negative, here, I'll just put it right here. It'd be negative 96. That's our last one. It's the 6th term. So you say, oh, there's only 6 terms. Right. It's 3, negative 6, negative 12, negative 24, negative 48, and negative 96. That's the 6th term. It's probably easier to find out how many terms that way. Just go down the line, multiplying by 2, 2, 2, 2, till you get there, you know? So it's the 6th term. But I did it more formally right here. I just used the A sub n equals A1 times R to the n minus 1 geometric formula, plugged in the last term, which is A sub n, negative 96, plugged in the first term, negative 3. Right, that's the first term up here. The last term is negative 96, which is A1 and A sub n. And R, which is 2, multiplied by 2 every time. Solve, got to here. This is a little weird. Realize that's 2 to the 5th. So n has to be 6. 6 minus 1 is 2 to the 5th. So n has to be 6, which we see is clearly true up here. There are indeed 6 terms, right? First term is 3. Double it, double it, double it, double it, double it. 6 terms. All right. So now we're ready to finally finish this problem. So then S sub n is minus 3, 1 minus 2 to the 6th over negative 1, right? 1 minus 2 is negative 1 on the bottom there. So we plugged in 6 for the S sub for the n there. So negative 3, 1 minus this is 64 over negative 1. This will be minus 3 times minus 63 over negative 1. it's negative 189. Negative 189 is the answer. Negative 189 is the sum of all those terms. Or you could have just added these guys up. Right? Add up those 6 terms. It'll be negative 189. It's kind of easier sometimes than using all these fancy formulas. All right, let me recap one more time. What happened? This is a terrible one. We wanted to add up these. We figured out it was geometric right away because it's multiplying by 2, not adding the same number. Wrote out the geometric formula for the sum. Plugged in R, top and bottom, plugged in A1 is negative 3, but we had a lot of trouble finding N. We could just go down the line and find out that there's 6 terms. That was easier. And I did all this stuff over here on the side, which is the other way to find N. Plug in, work out the top and bottom. There's the sum. There we go.